it is midnight. I am going to be sitting down, I am sitting down, and listening to Portals by Melanie Martinez. I've been really looking forward to this album ever since she announced the date. I've just kind of been waiting for her arrival back from the dead, and she is officially back from the dead. As she said in her first single, Death. Everyone that saw my Death reaction knows kind of how that went down. Honest to God, I think it's the best song of 2023 so far, or at least one of them. I just think there's something about it that feels super, super fresh to me. For a song called Death, I love the sound of it. I love everything about it. So I am really, really, really curious and excited, and it really feels surreal to be listening to new Melanie music, especially when we just got a new Lana Del Rey album. Like, if you're a Lana fan and a Melanie fan, how are you coping? Because I'm not. As far as Melanie's albums go, I would probably put Crybaby above K through 12. I liked K through 12. At the end of the day, I think everything Melanie does is like genius in its own way. But I will say that I do prefer Crybaby overall. I actually adore her After School EP, and that is another one of my favorite bodies of work from her. It's so short, but it's so good. The first thing I will be doing in this video is watching the Death music video, because I never watched it. So I'm excited. I kind of am scared, but I'm hoping it'll give me a little bit of context to if there's a double meaning going on in this song. I am also really excited because Melanie's visuals are just insanity. I did want to mention the song that I am most excited to hear tonight, and that is Faerie Soirée. I am so freaking excited to hear Faerie Soirée because that is the single coolest title I think I've ever heard for a song. But without further ado, let's get into the Death music video. I have not gotten over Lana's album. I just want to make that very clear. And it just feels very like a lot is happening right now in the music realm. Yeah, this is not just an album we're entering. This is a whole world. This is a whole portal, literally, of Melanie's mind. So, okay, that's kind of concerning.
Death is life, is death, is life.
Yeah, this makes sense. Why bunnies? That's my only question. Why bunnies? Okay. I do remember seeing that someone commented that this was a thing. She's obviously laying to rest her former self. I don't know if that means she has like a negative kind of mindset around her previous work, or if it's just more of a like, let's move on into the future kind of mindset. I don't know, but she's having a little vigil for Crybaby, so that's kind of nice of her. So atmospheric.
They're carving my name in the grave again. Flowers are fresh, their faces wet. Look over your shoulder, I'm back.
Okay.
Your words mean nothing, so take them back and meet me here.
When you aren't around, I sink into the ground. So she has re-emerged from the grave as a nymph, as you do. And this is, the visuals are literally iconic. There's no other way to say it. Like, Melanie's visuals never disappoint. And this is already just super cinematic. I feel like I'm watching an Oscar-nominated movie or something. She looks so good. Like, it's honestly kind of making me feel like I might cry just seeing her like emerging from the grave. I don't know, there's something about it that it kind of made me feel the start of an emotion. Okay, but I think it's just because she's, Melanie has been gone for so long, and so I think it just got me a little bit in my feels, but. I'm just noticing her ear is pierced like 72 times. Okay. Yes, that's me listening to this song. A little bit creepy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, when she started doing some of those like tongue things, a little bit creepy. But Yeah, a little bit creepy. They're saying my name and their prayers again.
I won't say goodbye. I'm right by your side.
Ooh, you and all your witchcraft to pull me in. That's either Melanie or it's a contortionist, body double. Contortionist. That's not the right word. A stunt double. I really don't know. But either way, they're killing it. Okay, anyway.
When you aren't around, I sink into the ground. I try to pretend I'm closer to you. I don't wanna be carrying the weight on my shoulders that is onto me.
I'm just wondering how they shot this. This is giving me Oscar-nominated video, Oscar-nominated movie, Avatar. There's just so much here that is so cinematic. And I'm wondering how they filmed it and how they shot it. It would be interesting to see like a behind the scenes. I'm just trying to picture it and I can't. I'm getting so much Avatar energy and I've never even seen Avatar. I just am really getting that vibe from this whole thing. This shot right here is creeping me out. I do not like that part of this music video, but everything else is really cool. I really did not need her that close to the camera looking at me like that, and I'm really actually gonna play it so she stops looking at me. Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming. I thought that Melanie was the one that was... I'm confused. I think Melanie is coming back to life as the fairy and killing off the former Melanie and the former eras of Melanie. Oh, okay. Okay, I really thought the running was going to be something in the music video. It was going to show us what was at the other side of the door, but it didn't. Okay, that was super cinematic. Gorgeous shots. I mean, it literally gave me Avatar levels of, makeup and costuming and everything. Literally Oscar-nominated movie vibes because it was just... It looked real. It looked really real. Yeah. There's a lot going on there. It seemed like Melanie died, came back as a fairy, was resistant at first to that life, that afterlife, that death, that after death, and then ended up freeing herself from the tether that she was tied to. Yeah, kind of experiencing this sense of freedom from letting go and allowing herself to fully become the nymph or the fairy or whatever she was. So that was really interesting. I mean, okay, I really can't listen to that song without thinking of Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift and that whole era of hers and, Taylor's music video, Coming Back from the Dead. It just feels like, kind of a similar era for her. All that to say, okay, so the next one is Void. I've actually heard that Melanie produced and wrote this song entirely on their own, so that is really cool, and I will be paying attention, because I feel like those songs, they give you the truest form of what the artist wants their music to be, you know what I mean? So I'm really excited. I just can't believe this album is out. Like, it gets me every time that it feels so surreal that it's just here on a random night, at midnight. What's also concerning to me is all of these titles are in all caps, and every time an artist does that, I'm like, why are we capitalizing everything? And if you watched my first reaction to Death, I had this theory that maybe when Melanie is running at the end of the song and they're running to the door, maybe on the other side of the door there will be something in this song that comes up, it will kind of be a continuation. I doubt I'm right, to be honest with you, but I am curious to see. Yeah, there's no continuation.
In the void, Baby, I'm spinning around the corner,
Hold on.
and my mind wants to control me.
Okay.
Empty, injected by society.
Okay. Oh my God, I literally already want to stand up. And I'm not kidding. I love this sound so much. It just feels really fresh to me. There's something about already I know this album is going to take me out. Like going into this album, my expectations are sky high. It is what it is. It just sounds like nothing that is currently on the radio at the top of the charts. And she already mentioned something that did make me think, again, this is kind of going to be a metaphorical album. She said, you know, society like places these expectations on me, but when I'm here, there's only me to judge me. So it will be interesting to see if that is delved into further. I mean, I'm sure, like, we're literally on the second song, but I'm really, really, really excited about this now.
I hate who I was before. I fear someone tell me if this is hell.
She said something about how she hates her former self. So yeah, rip crybaby, and now she's saying, I hate who I used to be. I'm trying to break down the lyrics and we've only gotten into like half of this song, but it's part of me. I can't help it. These lyrics are really already really interesting.
There's no way to run, yeah. Hold the loaded gun. The void, bloody like a body that is died and it's myself. There's no one left voice, yeah. Gotta escape the void.
Gotta escape the noise.
So trying to find the doorway.
Doorway again. Okay. I missed that lyric, but she mentioned the doorway again. The door to the portal. I know it's called Portals, but
I'm trying to find the doorway. My eyes staring at me.
huh?
Alchemize the dark within me.
Alchemize. What are the vocabulary?
I gotta escape the void. There's no other choice, yeah.
Okay, I thought she was saying that she wanted to stay in the void, but I think she's actually saying, I need to get out of this void.
The void ate me.
The void ate me.
Like a priest behind confession walls, I judge myself. Kneeling on a metal grater.
I really love the melodies again.
Angle in my own intestines.
Old intestines. My God, I loved the production so much. Yeah, I adored that. I adored the sound of it, the melodies again. It just feels so fresh to me, super interesting in the sound. And then obviously the lyrics were also really interesting. And I don't know what exactly Melanie was referring to. But the next one is Tunnel Vision. I am thinking about Rina Sawayama, I can't lie. I just have a really good feeling about this album, to be completely honest with you. I just feel like I was taking that song in and just like, you know, it's one of those songs that I kind of wanted to be listening to off camera just because I just kind of wanted to like internalize it. But anyway.
Follow the tunnel into the portal.
Okay.
Lay all your burdens to rest.
Already we're getting this escapism vibe. It sounds like an escape album already. You know, she's going into the portal to escape the voices. For me, like, music is a huge escape. And I know obviously a lot of people as well. And I think for Melanie, it sounds like this has been their escape. It already just really feels like a healing album.
Drink from the fountain, death's holy water. Watch as you're put to the test. Yeah, you can look, but you can't touch. I'm not just anybody. Caught in the haze and hypnotized. Ain't you too thirsty? Got the cherry, will be better than the pie. You like that?
Ooh, the vocals are really standing out to me on this one, as well as the sound. Once again, I already just really feel like this is going to be my album in terms of sound. It really feels in line with like how I like my production to be, which is like, you know, the beat and the build, and it kind of drops and all these little moments that I just really love. I'm obsessed with the way that she's singing on this song too. It just feels, you know, whatever effect is going on is just really, really cool, fresh, interesting, just unlike anything that I'm listening to. The flow here is insane. Everything that's coming into my ears, I'm like, yes, like this is just kind of what I needed from Melanie.
They always hustle for the pussy, so they'll never get it. I make them tumble down the hill they climbed, I don't regret it. You hold me dude, I don't believe in it ain't working. Cherry would be better. How you like that?
That little sound pocket is my favorite part of the song. How you like that? And then it goes up. I'm just like obsessed with the flow of this song too. It's just really flowing in this way that's super cool. I have honestly no idea what she's talking about at this point. Oh, the lyrics are already on Spotify. Thank God. Okay. These lyrics are something. You hold me like you're rushing to my thighs. Too fast, but your focus is empty. Tunnel vision, then dead me. Honeysuckle and fresh meat, but I'm more than that. Playing house to distract me. It sounds like this person is kind of seeing them as an object and objectifying Melanie. I make them tumble down the hill. I don't regret it. Crossing my heart, I'd rather die than be the needle in your eye. That's really interesting. It's almost like Melanie would rather die than be this person's obsession.
You hold me like you're rushing to my thighs.
I love that part too.
Crossing my heart, I'd rather die than be the needle in your eye.
Again, we're getting the really intentional production that Melanie always does. There's always so much going on. There's all these layers. There's all these little sounds that add to the song. And that's something that I just adore about Melanie's music so much.
Show me how far obsession goes.
Show me how far obsession goes.
Could have been more, now we'll never know.
Birds, and just kind of this vibe, you know? It's just like the world and the portal is present in the production. So, okay. I like it. I just don't really know what it is. I don't know what's happening, but already obsessed with Faerie Soirée, but let me take a minute. I liked that one. I probably didn't like it quite as much as the other two, but with that being said, I just am really, really loving the sound of this album so far. It just feels so fresh to me. It just feels super interesting, unique, worth the wait for sure. I feel like this album is already very much worth the wait. This is the kind of album right now, I don't know why, but I think I just kind of want to like curl up in a ball in my bed or something and listen to this album. It's not one of those albums that I feel like I'm showing on the outside how I'm experiencing it on the inside. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. The lyrics of that one were really interesting because it sounded like they were referring to almost being seen as an object by someone, whether that's in a romantic relationship or whether that's maybe how they're portrayed in the media in some way. It seemed like they were sick of being portrayed as this like thirst trap and this object for people to look at. And again, I don't know if that's more in a personal sense with a specific relationship and a specific person, or if it's more in a broad sense of, you know, everyone just constantly looking to artists and other celebrities as well and looking at them like they're a piece of meat at times. I will be the first to say that I feel like a lot of women in, you know, the music industry and in the spotlight in general are over-sexualized, are objectified, and it's something that, you know, has always just really disturbed me. And so I did think the lyrics were interesting, but I could also be missing something, so let me know if, you know, I'm missing something. Yes, I liked the flow of it. I really liked the vocals. You know, it has kind of this like heavier production, and that's something that I always really connect to, especially when I'm like listening to an album for the first time. That's always the sound that I'm gonna go for. I feel like the more simplistically produced songs are the ones that take a while to grow on me. But the next one is the one that I've been the most curious about, Faerie Soirée. I am just obsessed with that title. I think it's the coolest song title ever, and I already really liked the first 5 seconds of it, so I have a good feeling about it. I just have a good feeling about this entire album. I just already feel like this is so strong and has been worth waiting for. I feel like Melanie has taken the time to really mature their sound and their music and their art. You know, it just feels really quality to me, to be honest with you. So.
Blue stars running on my forehead. Always running when I'm moving. I know ways to make you lose your head.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what Melanie is saying. Blue stars running on my forehead, cold wings fluttering and moving, mushrooms everywhere I'm turning, laced with love, intensive grooving. Okay.
I'm breathing the pheromones again.
This is super dreamy. Miranda writes, you have the right to remain silent, you have the right to a lawyer, you have the right to a fair trial. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what she's referring to exactly. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not connecting to the sound of this one. I'm bummed because I had a really good feeling about it after the first 5 seconds.
Let me straight to the Faerie Soirée. Somewhere on Venus, they're searching for me while I'm covered in muck from the earth and the sea. I keep leaning to dying in all of my dreams.
Okay. I remember that lyric from one of Melanie's Instagram posts, I think it was. I keep leaning toward dying in all of my dreams. I really don't know what it means. I'm not really sure what this one is referring to. I also just am not connecting to this one. I'm really bummed. But, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. Could be a grower for sure. But in this moment, I'm just like, it's not really doing it for me in this moment. It's like water or something. I don't know, okay? I don't know why I couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was because I feel like it was cohesive with the rest of the songs. So I don't know, you know, why it didn't stand out to me as much, but it just didn't. I think also I didn't know what the lyrics were exactly referring to, so that kind of made it hard to connect to as well because, you know, you can't connect with lyrics when you don't know the meaning. But the next one is Light Shower. Okay. Yeah, this is my kind of production, like guitar, but it's plucky and...
You are the light I've been searching for forever. Feels like, man, I've really never felt the rain. You just cleansed me like a waterfall you came.
Ooh.
I'm screaming like a kettle on a stove. I was cold, my past grew mold around my heart. And you make me want to.
I like this one. This is really pretty. It feels like a love song, just kind of like a really pretty, straightforward love song about someone who has made her see the light, made her, you know, experience life in a way that's refreshing and, you know, light shower, like a shower of light and of wetness. I feel a little bit detached, like a little bit more detached than I was at the start of the album, just to keep it, you know, to keep it real with you. But I do think this is like very pretty. I love the melodies. I really like that plucky guitar that it started off with. Yeah, I feel like also this one is going to be one that gets better with every listen. I really do feel that way because it's really pretty, but I feel like I'm not fully attaching as much as I could be.
Play it out
say she wants to spend her last days on Earth eating him? Okay. Yeah, that's what she said.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
Tips of your teeth fit perfect in me. You're a shower of light.
Gorgeous melodies.
I never once was treated right. You're what I'm missing in my life.
Okay, now this is making me sad that I don't have someone in my life that this song is reminding me of because I am #single. This is like the most in love song ever, and it's making me feel things in my heart. I never once was treated right. You're what I'm missing in my life, as bright as the sun. My past grew mold around my heart, and all my anger, sadness, regret disappeared. To be this in love with someone, you know, it must be nice. More water sounds. It's so atmospheric. It's like you hear in the background of all of these songs the noises that are in this other realm that Melanie is in. You know what I mean? The world is present as you listen to this album, and that is really, really cool to me, that the atmosphere continues that much and that cohesively, and it's not over the top. It just feels like it's subtly in the background of all of these songs, and at times it comes more to the forefront. I have like this detachment with this song where I'm like, I like it, I think it's pretty, I just have this like detachment with it. Not as much as the last song, but just a little bit. I hope we're gonna get back into like kind of like the Death and Void and even Tunnel Vision. That was like started off super strong for me. So I'm really hoping it's gonna go back into that. What is that? It sounds like maybe a cocoon that's being broken, or like a caterpillar to butterfly transition or something. I liked that one. I thought it was really pretty. I really loved the melodies, and the overall meaning of the song sounded really cute and really like something I wish I could relate to. Okay. The more that I listened to it, the more that I liked it. So I feel like it's one of those songs. But the next one is Spiderweb. Is she gonna like emerge from the cocoon or like become I don't know. But kind of interesting that Light Shower appeared already on the album. That was kind of one of those songs that I would imagine coming later on the album. Melanie going through all the emotions of grief and struggles in her life or whatever she's experiencing, and then maybe one of the last tracks is about how there's someone that's come into her life to bring her light. So it's interesting that we already got that love song. I just wasn't expecting it to be a really nice, cute, sweet song that early on the album.
I move like a moth or a butterfly, craving a change in the wind.
I love when I'm right about things, because honestly, it doesn't happen that much. Yeah. And okay. Moths and butterflies get eaten by spiders, do they not? So maybe she's going to be a target. She's going to be a target for a spider that wants to eat her. That's kind of concerning.
Swirl by all the insects,
I like this one.
and all the flies watching the cycle they're in.
I really like this one.
Better off dead than wasting my hours flying where I shouldn't be. They're just who the spider will eat. Spinning all your silk and moving all of your eight legs to build a web that'll spread through the world.
Ooh, I'm getting up.
No one can leave once they merge.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with that. Okay. Thank God she is bringing me back after the last couple songs. I am obsessed with this one. This is one of my favorites. That was the coolest drop I've ever heard. And just this really heavy sound and like that bass line or whatever. I really don't know what it is, but like I didn't even know what to do with myself when that came on, because it's just, that's what I needed. Like that is point blank what I needed from this album. This is probably my favorite since Death or Void. Don't underestimate Spiderweb. Oh, also the lyrics of this one are really interesting. Flexing like pricks with their stolen power, they're just who the spider will eat. So it sounds like it's going back to kind of the negative vibes that we started off the album with. You know, maybe, I don't know if there's people that are coming against Melanie. I really don't know. You know, she had this break where she was like, you're my person, you're my light shower. And now we're back to kind of this, you know, this negative energy. So that's just kind of interesting to me.
Didn't ask for this dangerous visibility. I'm feeling too scared.
She's the villain. Oh, I just love the sound. It does sound like maybe, again, they're referring to being a target from people who want to hurt them, who want to wrap them in their spider web, and then they get eaten. I'm kind of getting the overall vibes, but I'm not knowing what specifically Melanie is referring to. So feel free to fill me in. Seriously, would like nothing more than for you to educate me.
Lifeless eyes, they die in the pit of the spider web.
Okay.
I loved that one. Loved the sound of it. It really brought me back from the last couple that I just didn't connect to in the same way. Yeah.
We just surrounded, conscious is throbbing.
Transition.
He's caught in the rivers of the tears that I cry. They flock to my garden, push their way inside. I go running, hide to their side.
This one's already interesting because it feels very unstructured. It feels like, you know, they're just kind of going from word to word, from line to line, little to no breaks, which leads me to believe that this might be another one that I'm not going to connect to right away. The lyrics, leeches surrounded, conscience is throbbing. I don't know. This one's another one that feels very deep that I really don't know what Melanie is exactly referring to. Yapping to seem official. There's a lot of vague references to people on this album, and I don't know if it's a specific person or group of people or if it's just society in general, making it beneficial to their cause. Whose cause? Other than the leeches. I know she's talking about the leeches, but who are the leeches, Melanie?
How much blood can you draw with your claws from the flesh that's not yours? Let all their friends in, the enemies present.
The enemy. Whenever I think of leeches, I think of the movie Series of Unfortunate Events, where Aunt Josephine got eaten by leeches after she was on the boat with the banana. That is what I will always associate with leeches. Leeches are these blood-sucking, you know, parasites. Again, continuing the theme on this album that Melanie feels like she is being used, or like there is someone who is treating her in a way that is parasitical. They want something from her and they don't really care how it affects her. They just want to feed off of Melanie. We had that brief break where it was like Melanie's love song to someone who came into her life and gave her kind of a reprieve from whatever was happening. And now we're kind of back to that theme of leeches and spider webs and the enemy.
Stop all your breathing. No, don't let them see.
That was kind of cute.
Maybe they want you in their pits, covered games.
Every once in a while, there's a lyric on this album that just throws me for a loop. Like right where they want you in their piss-covered games. Piss-covered games. Why are their games piss-covered? I mean, the lyrics on this album are really atmospheric. Again, like going along with this whole world that Melanie has created with this album. I like that the lyrics are aligning to that so well, and just this metaphorical songwriting that I will never get over. Water again. That atmosphere. That was creepy at the end. I straight up didn't like that. I did not connect with that one. I didn't really like how it just kind of flowed from one line to the next. I feel like sometimes I like that in songs, but with that song, I don't know. It just wasn't structured enough for my particular taste in this moment. Some interesting lyrics, once again, that I don't know what exactly is going down. But the next one is the Battle of the LARYNX. I really don't know what a larynx is, but I'm just kind of gonna let her tell me. I really like that.
Falling asleep by the arcade. You used all your words for a quick game. I'm poignant to serve.
I really like the sound of this one and the lyrics of this one. Love the songwriting on this one. Falling asleep by the arcade, liquor, it jumps off your tongue. You used all your words for a quick game, blew it all before you won. I speak in cursive, I'm poignant, assertive. There's musical chairs in my teeth. Poke me to battle, I'll jump on the saddle, I'll smile as you fall to your feet. I love the songwriting there. Some of my favorite lyrics happening on this song. I also really like the sound of this one as well.
How stupid, selfish baby. Don't you battle in my larynx tonight.
A larynx is a part of the body. I definitely thought it was a mythical creature. I feel really stupid. I'm remembering a larynx is, I believe, a part of the throat. So she's saying, don't battle with my tongue, with my mind, with my wit, maybe? I feel kind of stupid for thinking it was something from Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Oh my gosh. I feel really dumb, but it's fine. I'm gonna be completely honest right now. I am struggling right now with feeling super into this album. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just need more time. Here's the thing, I like this song. It's not that I don't like it. I genuinely do like certain aspects of it, but I just feel this disconnect. And I don't know what it is. I feel a little bit disengaged right now. I feel like this one's gonna grow on me a lot. Yes, I love that drop. It's gonna grow on me, trust me. Trust me, this will be up there in my ranking. That's what I predict. What is happening? Walking into a party. Atmospheric. All the outros are just super atmospheric.
Twisted on my limbs for you.
I love that. So that last one, I feel like I have this disconnect where I was like, I really do feel like it's gonna grow on me. Like, it was really catchy when it got down to the nitty gritty. The next one is the Contortionist. And yeah.
Twisted on my limbs for you.
I forgot to say, I've seen a couple clips going around, just the ones that Melanie herself has shared, clips of the songs. And so I have heard that Twisting All My Limbs for You, obsessed with that melody. That was one of the first clips I heard that made me super excited for this album.
Two of them in loops, ribbons tied around like a noose.
There's this sense of entrapment throughout this entire album. This sense of entrapment versus freedom, being in a cocoon, just really wrapped up and suffocated almost, versus escaping and feeling free. And so it's just really interesting to see the continued themes. Like, she's really hammering home these themes. I feel like it's just been super consistent in terms of the lyrical themes and lyrical content. You know, I feel like there hasn't been that much diversity in the themes. And not to say that that's a bad thing, but it's just kind of something I'm noting. It's so, I really like this. It's just so cute. It's so cute. And the practical sound effect. This is the song that feels the most Melanie to me so far. This feels just like essential Melanie. at her most Melanie. I think it's something with the lyrics and just the really cute production. It's really taking me back to K through 12 and Crybaby. A lot of these songs have obviously just felt like a completely different vibe, but this one really feels so Melanie to me. And it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have this feeling of the old in amidst the, you know, the new sound and everything.
Bones are crushing, pushing me. Bodies touching, hips pumping, pulling.
I love this one.
Done doing bad, pens are breaking, a snap, it's no fun. Be well out of good, and I'm done.
This is giving me some of the production and the laughter in Nurse's Office. Nurse's Office has the creepiest laugh in the background of that track that I've ever heard. I really don't like it. I do actually like this on this song. It is creepy, but I actually don't mind it. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. Probably my favorite since Spiderweb.
Twisting on my bones like screws. Stretching my self-worth.
Do you hear the practical sound effects? Because this is something I feel like she hasn't been doing as much of this on this album. Not to say that there hasn't been other songs that have had this vibe, but this one, it's really, really standing out.
Caught you like the cold or a flu. Achoo! Praying that I'll someday be immune.
Yeah.
Positions that you forced my way into. Bodies touching, hips pumping, bodies pumping. Forgive me. Bodies touching me. Ow!
It's very chaotic, but I like it so much. I don't know why. This is just, it's so cute in the sound of it. Like the vocals and the production are really just cute and peppy and poppy, but then it's very dark in the lyrics. So that's kind of like a juxtaposition that I feel like Melanie does a lot. Something that continually comes up is like this juxtaposition of really dark lyrics or themes in her lyrics that are very adult, very mature, very dark, whatever. But the sound of it is very juvenile. You know, this duality, the duality of Melanie that should be studied, honestly. I really do think we should be studying Melanie Martinez. She's on something different.
Push myself into a box while you held out a gun.
Holding a gun again. Holding a gun again. I'm bopping to Bones Crushing right now. Like, that is what is happening.
Ow!
Sounds like a gravestone moving. Whew, okay. Oh, yeah, I love that one. I'm so glad because it kind of revived me. It kind of brought me back just from a couple that were not my favorites. But the next one is Moon Cycle. Not surprised by this title. I feel like it goes along with the theme of everything and kind of this witchy moonlight vibe. Water again. There's so much water.
Why you always act so serious? I said, baby boy, you know I'm on my period. Yeah, he bit the cherry down, he's delirious and acting like a real tough furious. Blood swimming, turn him amphibious.
What?
Season ticks. It happens every time the new season hits. Getting ready for my heavy daily creamer. Keep it handy, wound shedding any lessons, making room. Melting like raspberry pomegranate is so scary. How my aura got him howling at my moon cycle, baby.
What?
Trying to get another taste, but I'm all cramped up.
Okay.
This is my favorite so far in terms of the sound. I am obsessed. This is what I have been missing for the last few songs. This one is everything to me. I do not fully understand what she's talking about with the lyrics. I have some theories. I don't know if they're correct. I have some other theories. I don't know if they're correct. There is something going down with the lyrics that is really interesting. That is one way to put it. But
I'm all cramped up, pain like a blade on the front lawn. But I don't give a fuck cause I'm so strong.
oh, this is a period bop. She literally gave us a period bop. And I'm on my cycle right now. Probably too much information, but she gave me a bop for this time in my life. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with the sound of this. And did you hear that sound effect that was, you know, pain like a blade of grass? I missed the practical sound effects. I think that was something that I was missing. As you can tell, these last couple are really bringing me back from the middle of the album where I was really disengaged with some of the things that were going down. But I am really feeling myself engage again, and that is really a good feeling.
Matter of fact, right now, I could build a pyramid.
Yeah.
Messing with my cycle, that is dangerous.
Don't mess with my cycle.
Daily cream, I keep it handy. Melting like raspberry, pomegranate. My moon cycle, baby.
It is literally about shedding your uterine lining like one does on a period. Raspberries melting. And it's my favorite song on the album. That's what concerns me. It's always with the atmosphere. I can see a moon and like nighttime in my mind. And a bat. I'm just gonna let it go into nymphology, whatever that means.
Call me your nymph. Praise me for martyr. A sprite or an elf you cry to then use. I will not.
A sprite or an elf you cry to then use. This is the theme on the album that's standing out the most to me, is just this theme of being used. It sounds like Melanie feels like they've been used by someone, or by multiple people, or by society as a whole. This parasitic vibe that she feels from people or from a person in her life.
It's nymphology, not psychology. Even in a pixie dream, girl, that you fucking oughta be. You can't even spell, but you're an expert in nymphology. What? NYMPHOLOGY, that's nymphology.
Okay, she's teaching us how to spell, as artists love to do. I do like this one. I like the sound of this one. It sounds almost like an empowering song, like you should be the nymph that you were always designed to be. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds a bit more uplifting or positive, potentially, than some of the other songs.
I'm not crazy, I'm not wild. You're just stupid little child. Cry under covers. I'm not your mother.
Love this pre-chorus.
It's nymphology, not psychology. Even in a pixie dream, girl, that you fucking oughta be.
It's nymphology, not psychology, being the fucking pixie dream girl that you ought to be. Something like that. It sounds very uplifting, like be the pixie girl. Again, don't really know what that means, but it sounds like an encouraging kind of vibe. So that's something different for this album, you know, a little bit freeing from the chains that Melanie has been bound to throughout this album.
You're in a spell and it worked.
I literally am in a spell. I think I'm in a trance.
Let them cut you off, watch you die. Just a fairy with the knife.
What?
It's nymphology.
I don't know.
Darkness, oddity, bought by Sotheby's.
It's a bop. This one's the boppiest.
That's nymphology.
It always stops so abruptly. Like before I'm ready for it to stop, it stops and it goes into the atmosphere. I'm never ready for it to go into the atmosphere as early as it does, because honestly, this is probably one of my favorites too. I mean, it's just a straight bop. It's one of the catchiest ones for me immediately. Really easy to sing along to. Like, which portal are we in now, Melanie?
Diamonds and rubies, the star in all the movies wears me out, keeps them drooling.
drum break. Does anyone know what's happening? Oh. Obsessed with that transition into evil. I am back to feeling really engaged with this album, to feeling really invested and really interested in the sound of it. I loved the sound of the last few songs, have all been some of my favorites. Very catchy. Don't know what the lyrics meant whatsoever. That was one that I feel like even if I were to try, I probably wouldn't be able to tell what the lyrics exactly meant. But the next one is Evil. Already obsessed with the sound of this one, obsessed with that transition.
The other day.
Is this an indie rock vibe? Because that's not always my thing, but I'm obsessed with this sound. Like, this is another sound that I feel like I really needed from this album.
I left your shit on red 4 times today, and it felt like bliss. Used to miss your kiss.
Oh, these vocals, they're so creepy, but in the best way. I love this. And she said, I left you on red 4 times today. It felt like bliss to just be so unbothered. And that's a vibe and a half. This is already one of my favorites.
Jumping over narcissists, throwing all your stuff into the abyss. Now the role is reversed and told you I'm a switch.
I'm sorry to pause again, but I feel like this one is going back to the theme of freedom. That we see this duality on this album of like entrapment, feeling like you're in a cocoon that you can't escape from. And then this escapism and this freedom coming from them being able to get out of the cocoon and move to the butterfly stage. Again, with going back to the Death music video and how Melanie was able to remove from the whatever tether was tied to the nymph or whatever she was in that music video. You know, just this continual theme of kind of letting go, moving on, finally being able to free yourself from all the chains that maybe a specific person has brought on you, or society has brought on you, or you've brought on yourself. There's a lot of different ways you could take that. It feels like most of the time it has been that entrapment theme and that very negative, you know, I'm in this place, in this void that I can't get out of. But there have been these couple of songs that have felt very starkly different. Light Shower and Evil are the two. Potentially NYMPHOLOGY as well, and maybe Battle of the LARYNX, are these kind of more empowering songs.
See the horns on my head, they're from goddesses, goddesses. Oh God. I never knew what it meant to be content with.
I love this one.
Whenever I spoke my truth, no, I won't defend you, all my friends. This time I refuse. If you bite my hand again, I will never feed you. You can call me evil, please call me conceited. Took me way too long to put this to bed. Loving you was lethal, guess that makes me evil.
I love the way that the chorus ended with that lyric, loving you is lethal, guess that makes me evil. Kind of this sarcastic undertone to the lyrics on this one. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorites because it's just very empowering. It's very much like I don't need you in my life anymore, and I'm actually fine with where I'm at now, and I've reached this point of freedom and this point of being okay with where I'm at, and I don't need this relationship dragging me down that wasn't good for me. And so if that makes me evil, that makes me evil. Love it, obsessed with the sound of this one. It's giving me like indie rock, and for some reason that's really what I needed right now. And so this one is what I'm really excited about.
They made a shape, revealed a snake.
Ooh.
Every time you tell a lie, I'm praying that you choke. Should've listened to the signs and the horoscopes. Hope you never cope, hope you slip on soap.
Classic Melanie. There's always really dark, kind of sarcastically cheeky lyrics on Melanie's albums, and this one's no different. I hope you choke. It's this dark kind of humor. Oh my gosh, I cannot get enough of this one. I really can't. This is one my favorite since like Moon Cycle, okay? I know it's been like 2 songs, but this one's just everything. I like Don't Sleep on Evil.
You were such a hoax. I never knew what it meant. I refuse. If you bite my
bite my hand again, I will never feed you. You can call me evil. So, you know, if you've heard the phrase, don't bite the hand that feeds you, it feels like it's going back to that saying. And also going back to this whole theme of being used. Someone is feeding off her in a parasitical way, going back to leeches and spiderweb, and that's really interesting. I don't know what's going down, but it's interesting, I will say that. Instrumental. Obsessed. I can't get enough. That's one that I immediately want to go listen to again. Kind of like, you know, some of the other ones as well, but that one just really stands out. Super fun, super catchy, super empowering, super everything that I needed from this album. It is one of the only ones that didn't have that atmospheric outro. It just kept going. And I'm really glad because I was not ready for it to end. I kind of wanted it to go on for a while longer. But we're on the last track. It is called Womb, which is bringing me back to Moon Cycle and how, you know, she said something about her womb. So, okay. It will be interesting to see how this album wraps up. Ooh. Atmospheric intro. Underwater. I'm just now realizing, with the first song on the album being called Death, Melanie died in that song and was maybe reborn as a nymph. It now sounds like Melanie is being reborn for real. Maybe being reborn as a new version of herself. I don't know, but this one I loved, obviously loved the sound of this. That acoustic guitar coming in was everything that I needed once again. Like, I don't know what's up with the last 6 songs on this album, but I'm obsessed. This has been my favorite section of the album. This is where I felt the most engaged with the music, the most interested.
In the womb, get me out now, safe and sound. Got the chord, I'm coming. Like the blue belly, water too hot, cold through it. Oh, now she's birthing.
I cannot make out the lyrics. I will look them up after we're done listening, but what is up with this one? What is up with this section of the album?
Feeling alive, the closer I get to my life. I'm pushing out.
Feeling alive the closer I get to my life. So it does sound like one of the more, like, Melanie is on the precipice of freedom. Oh my god.
Yet I still feel unprepared, kicking, screaming 'cause I'm scared. Contractions of how and death, eyes are bloody, screaming out, oh yeah.
Production. This is my favorite production-wise. The production of this song is insane. It's like she incorporated every element of production that I love into one song. The beat drop, the acoustic guitar, all the little transitions, the little way that it goes is everything to me.
Building all my insides, right to see the future.
Building all my insides.
What's coming in the womb, get me out now, safe and sound. Cut the cord, I'm coming.
Cut the cord, I'm coming. She's announcing her arrival into the world. It's possible that she's referring to her music, but I feel like there's definitely another metaphor going on throughout this entire album. But this one, she's like, I'm coming out, you know, I'm coming out. I'm making my arrival into the world. Like, get the doctor, go to the hospital because I'm on my way.
Feeling alive, the closer I get to my life. I'm pushing out the center.
Water, again, there's so much water. That's my favorite part of the entire album, is this guitar part. Atmosphere?
Life
Okay.
is death, is life, is death, is life, is
That's really cool. That's a really cool full circle moment, because the album started with death is life, is death is life, and that was life is death, is life is death. Did not see that coming. I knew this album would end in a cool way, but that was really cool. I have a lot to say because that was quite the experience, as always. I'm so glad that this album brought me back from the point in the middle where I was really disengaged. It is saying a lot for me to say that there's not any songs by Melanie that I would skip if I was listening to their entire discography. So it did trip me up. It tripped me up in the middle of this album when I was not connecting and I felt super disengaged. I was like, this is not normal for me with Melanie's music. But I'm so glad that I was really, really, really brought back by the last 5 songs on this album were the strongest section of the album for me. But it also started out really strong for me with Faerie Soirée, Light Shower, and Leeches. Those were the ones that I really felt disengaged during. I did like Light Shower. I thought it was pretty, but I just felt like this disengagement that I wasn't fully connecting like I just did with Womb and Moon Cycle and all of those songs. So I just felt like a lot of floating emotions during this because there were songs that I loved so much. There weren't that many songs that I didn't connect with. It felt like more than it was in the moment. I think just because, again, I really am used to connecting with almost all of Melanie's songs. But in reality, like as an entire thing, I did love this album. What I really love the most about it is just the sound of it feels so fresh and interesting to me. It feels just super innovative and just like nothing else that's on the radio or on the charts right now, and that's something I can always say about Melanie's music. You know, they always have such unique music, unique sounds that you have not heard from any other artist, and so that's something that really stands out to me, and that I'm really excited about the sound of this album because there was so much in the production that I really loved. So many different sounds that I loved, like the indie rock vibe of Evil versus like the really twangy acoustic guitar in Womb. I loved both of those, and those were kind of different vibes altogether. I am just really excited about her sound that she's found with this album. And I also thought it was really interesting lyrically, just kind of this duality that was seen throughout the album of feeling tethered, whether that's to rumors from society or people's expectations on her, maybe a specific person, a specific instance, and then this other theme of freedom and letting yourself go from all those and finding ways to cope with that situation. So that was kind of interesting to see. Definitely so much to unpack with the lyrics that I feel like I've not even gotten into. I actually totally forgot to look up the lyrics to Womb, so I will be doing that really fast because I want to know what the last lyrics on this album mean. Thinking about how Melanie started the album talking about her death and how, you know, she had gone back, but she's back from the dead. And then this is like the opposite song almost, especially since it ended with the opposite outro. In Womb, the singer takes on the perspective of a newborn baby experiencing being born. The lyrics delve into themes of fear, transformation, yes, that's a perfect word, and the struggle for survival. Considering that this is the closing song of the album, it sounds like Crybaby is going to die as soon as she comes back to life. But Crybaby will be rebirthed because she and all the other empaths of her world are immortal. The next album will most likely be another life of Crybabies. Going back to, I am not like super familiar with the lore behind Crybaby and the other empaths because I am so rusty on K through 12. So feel free to let me know in the comments if you want, no pressure, but you can. So much to unpack. So much to empath. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think of the album. I think this is just such a cool sound from her. I really, really do. Just more metaphorical songwriting at its finest that Melanie always does really well. So this is my album ranking. What are some of my favorites? Some of my least favorites? Always open to change and evolve over time, and feel free to disagree with me. Thank you guys so much for watching, for hanging out with me, for vibing. Feel free to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you want to. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.